So obviously we've been going through an exceptionally unique, challenging time in New Brunswick the last few weeks. And as we're hearing from leaders around the world and from our own Premier and Chief Medical Officer, these challenges are going to continue. But in the face of that, I have no doubt that New Brunswickers, with a resilience that's allowed us to carve out a place for ourselves in one of the more inhospitable corners of the world, that we're going to come through this stronger, more united as a province, better able to handle whatever challenges that the world might throw at us in the months and years to come. Alors, dans le contexte d'une pandémie mondiale qui présente des défis exceptionnels, oui, on va voir les défis et nous en sommes en train de vivre dans une période de crise. Mais j'ai aucun doute que la résilience de le peuple de notre province, qui nous a donné l'habilité dans les dernières centaines d'années de créer une province unie et forte dans un coin, pas nécessairement tellement hospitable du monde, qu'on va continuer de bâtir une province encore plus forte, encore plus unie, et que ce virus va être une période dans nos histoires que j'espère dans l'avenir, on va regarder qu'est-ce qu'on a fait et dire, c'était là qu'on a allé à la prochaine étape comme une province, de devenir encore plus fort. So on March 13th, 2020, the All-Party Cabinet Committee agreed to close New Brunswick schools for 2 weeks, effective on March 16th, in response to COVID-19. And prior to that initial closure decision, the Department of Education and Early Childhood Development took steps to protect our schools and early learning centres by ordering individuals who travelled to avoid any public school, early learning facility, or school district office for 14 days. Those measures were taken as a precaution to increase the safety of our staff, children, and students, and to address the anxiety that was then growing about this virus. At the time, some found those measures to be extreme. There were no reported cases of COVID-19 in New Brunswick when those directives were put in place. And today, it is abundantly clear that we made the right call. Lorsque cette décision a été prise, certains ont peut-être trouvé ces mesures extrêmes. Aucun cas de la COVID-19 n'avait été signalé au Nouveau-Brunswick lorsque ces directives ont été mises en place. Aujourd'hui, il ne fait aucun doute, nous avons pris la bonne décision. Right from the beginning, our primary concern has been public health and safety, and that continues to be true. And that is why, unless the situation drastically improves, schools in New Brunswick will remain closed for the rest of the 2019-20 school year, and the school calendar will not be extended. Depuis le début, notre principale préoccupation était la santé et la sécurité publique. Et c'est certainement encore plus vrai à ce stade-ci de la pandémie. Et voilà pourquoi, à moins que la situation ne s'améliore considérablement, les écoles resteront fermées pour le reste de l'année scolaire 2019-2020 et le calendrier scolaire ne sera pas non plus prolongé. We understand that families have been anxiously awaiting more information about what this will mean for their children's education. So today, I'm here to talk about how we are going to support students during these uncertain times. We are committed to helping students continue their education while school facilities are closed. And to that end, we have developed a plan to provide home learning options to students here in New Brunswick. Anglophone and Francophone sectors have developed their own delivery plan and supporting materials that reflect their unique approaches and correspond with curricular outcomes. In the days to come, schools in both sectors will be in contact with families to share home learning options and activities to guide in the development of age-appropriate life skills, along with activities to support physical and mental well-being. Nous tenons vraiment à aider les élèves à poursuivre leurs études pendant la fermeture des établissements scolaires. À cette fin, nous avons élaboré un plan pour offrir des possibilités d'apprentissage à domicile aux élèves de Nouveau-Brunswick. Les secteurs anglophones et francophones au sein du ministre ont conçu ce propre plan de mise en œuvre et de matériel pédagogique de soutien qui reflète des approches uniques et correspondant aux objectifs à atteindre énoncés dans les programmes d'études. Dans les jours à venir, le personnel des écoles de deux secteurs, francophones et anglophones, communiqueront avec les familles. Les parents et les tuteurs seront informés des possibilités d'apprentissage à domicile et des activités pour aider et orienter le développement des compétences de vie adaptées à l'âge, ainsi que des activités suggérées pour le bien-être physique et mentale. So students between kindergarten and grade 12 are going to be asked to dedicate between an hour and 2 hours and a half per day to complete these materials, depending on their grade level. Teachers are going to be connecting directly with families to share online resources and activity guides. In addition to completing suggested home learning options, students and families are encouraged to read for a minimum of 30 minutes daily and to engage in 30 minutes of physical activity to promote physical health and mental well-being. Teachers will participate in the planning and development of home learning options, as well as preparing for the eventual return of students to the classroom. In addition to developing and sharing home learning resources, educators will be contacting families to encourage wellness and a sense of connectedness within our school communities. Parents will have a key responsibility to encourage students to complete the provided material and continue learning, but it is important for families to understand that we are not asking them to recreate a classroom in their home or to take on the full role of a teacher. We understand that every family is unique and has a different home environment. We know there are families who face technological barriers, and those families should work with teachers to develop solutions that respond to their needs. Les parents auront certes un rôle important pour veiller à ce que leurs enfants consacrent un certain temps à progresser dans leur parcours scolaire à l'aide du matériel pédagogique qui sera fourni par les écoles. Il est cependant important de préciser que nous ne demandons pas aux familles de recréer une classe dans leur maison ou de jouer pleinement le rôle d'un enseignant. Nous comprenons également que chaque famille a un environnement familial différent et que certaines familles se heurtent à des obstacles technologiques. Ces familles devraient collaborer avec le personnel d'enseignants et les éducatrices pour trouver des solutions qui répondent à leurs besoins. In addition to our continuity of learning plans, we also have answers to many questions we've received from students and parents over the last few weeks. And I encourage those that are not answered here to reach out to me directly through my email, dominic.cardy@gmb.ca, or to reach to me directly on my cell at 506-238-5550. We know that families have been anxious for more information about what current circumstances mean for graduates and the movement of students through the education system. So I'm pleased to share that all students who are positioned academically to continue to the next grade level for the 2020-2021 school year in January 2020 will do so. If you're a grade 12 student who, as of January 2020, was on track to graduate in June 2020, I assure you that you will graduate on time and receive a New Brunswick High School diploma. Je suis vraiment content de vous dire que tous les élèves qui, en janvier 2020, étaient prêts à passer au prochain niveau scolaire pour l'année d'études 2020-2021, le feront. Aux élèves de 12e année qui, en janvier dernier, étaient en voie de terminer leurs études en juin 2020, je peux vous assurer que vous obtiendrez vos diplômes à temps et que vous recevrez un diplôme d'études secondaires de Nouveau-Brunswick. And so that's why we're going to be working with post-secondary institutions to ensure this crisis does not prevent students from being eligible for admission to post-secondary studies in the upcoming school year, assuming things have returned to normal by that point. Of course, the COVID-19 situation is not unique to our province. People around the world are being asked to stay home and to flatten the curve of infection. Schools in jurisdictions around the world have closed. And this is a reality we're going to have to work together to address. And I've been pleased with the collaboration that I've seen and felt in conversations with ministers, other ministers of education and post-secondary education from across the country who have been remaining in weekly contact throughout the initial phases of this pandemic. Decisions on graduation ceremonies and other graduation events will be made in the coming weeks based on direction from the Office of the Chief Medical Officer of Health. All assessments, including exit surveys, have been cancelled for the remainder of the year for both sectors. We're currently looking into options for offering students in the Anglophone sector the grade 12 French oral proficiency interviews to interested students online or by telephone. And we'll have information on that in the days to come. Finally, mental health continues to be a key concern and a cornerstone of our efforts. The Department of Education and Early Childhood Development has been developing and sharing mental health resources over the last couple of weeks, and the team at the department will continue to make sure that we're providing what supports we can during this difficult time for our staff and for our students. Vous savez, la santé mentale continue d'être une préoccupation majeure. C'est un élément fondamental de nos efforts en matière d'éducation publique. Le ministère de l'Éducation et du Développement de la petite enfance a élaboré et a rendu disponibles des ressources en santé mentale au cours des dernières semaines. And so as we move forward with our plans for the continuity of learning, we have also been working to ensure that families and students can access guides and resources to support mental health and well-being. I'm strongly encouraging families to have open discussions about this situation and participate in activities that promote physical fitness and positive mental health. Families can use this time to nurture creative expression, stay connected with family and friends while respecting social distancing and encouraging social responsibility. I want to thank all of those in the department, in the districts, in the schools across this province, the legions of teachers and EAs and other support staff who've been thinking about, looking towards, and working on plans for supporting our students during this time. And I want to say thank you to the families of New Brunswick, who are reaching out in ways that I've never felt before, looking for the tools they need to help continue their children's education. We are going to be there to play our part, and I appreciate deeply your willingness to do yours. This has been an incredibly challenging time, and patience is going to be required for all of us. As governments do in hours or days, what they've traditionally done in months or years, there will be problems. So please reach out and let me know what we can do to make things better. Je tiens à remercier sincèrement tous ceux et celles qui ont déployé beaucoup d'efforts pour trouver de nouvelles façons de continuer à soutenir les élèves pendant cette période incertaine que nous traversons. Je remercie également les familles. Il s'agit d'une situation très inhabituelle et difficile. C'est de jamais vu. Sachez que nous apprécions votre patience et votre collaboration. Et comme toujours, je suis disponible à vous, les citoyens et citoyennes de notre province, parce que c'est votre système d'éducation. Tu peux me contacter par courriel dominic.cardy@gmb.ca ou me contacter sur mon cellulaire 506-238-5550.